Let's get to story number three. Story number three. Why debt is almost impossible to dodge. Financial challenge week 9. We're in the week 9 of the financial challenge where I've gone out and I've taken it upon myself to try to get as financially illiterate as possible. I've gone through financial terms. I've taken out credit cards. I've went to this is years of research. I've went to bankruptcy attorneys. I've seen what it's like to be financially, to have to rebound financially. And it's a journey. But what I found out is that debt is almost impossible to dodge, and I've found out that probably about 50% of Americans battle with debt, and probably more than that. Some people have just fallen off the wagon or just put out homeless. But debt is a real problem that people have all across the globe. Multiple countries are in debt. Multiple banks have gone under, and the system doesn't seem to be getting any better because of inflation. You're printing out tons of money every day, and it's not being accounted for by the government. So I've taken it upon myself to do more research, and I have some headlines here. They're talking about how hiring rebounded in June, and I guess employers added 224,000 jobs. But the thing is that the debt of this country seems to continuously be going up, and it's scary. And I think that's what a lot of economists are concerned about. And I don't know if it was probably time for a 4th of July parade, especially when the country has so much problems with money. I mean, this is a country built off capital, and people need money, and there's a lot of problems when it comes to money, keeping people in the right lane. But there was another story that talked about how in Greece, I guess there was a report about that their debt is so bad that some people were not paid for, I think, like 2 years. So this debt problem seems to be growing if it is a student loan debt. But the thing is that as we get close to 2020, you have candidates who are saying that people can get things for free, and then we have I think it was a 4.5 billion-dollar package they were trying to do to send aid to the border. And there's a lot of people concerned about this country's finances, and it's getting worse. It's getting worse, and that's why I found out that when you're trying to shed the budget, it can get bad, and it can get even worse because you can even use the GM analogy in Youngstown. Now, GM is talking about slashing the budget, but they're going around building. They're going around to other parts of the country building facilities, investing money, but they just left people in Lordstown stranded with no factory. And people invested their time, invested their money into this place. Some people were doing 20 years, and then you had the fact that even in the Obama administration, they had the government bailout, and then all of a sudden the company just decides they just don't want to be there anymore. And you have all these people just shutting down. It's if you can, and that's the problem when people are trying to manage their finances around, is the fact that when you're trying to restructure and keep things profitable, it creates a load of trouble, because some people have spent their entire time on the workroom floor, and now that the government this administration is trying to slash government programs, being a proud sponsor of trying to be financially literate, I cannot say anything good comes out of slashing things, because of there just comes a point in time where you have to say no, and when you say no, you better be prepared for the people who need you to say yes, because they were talking about how there was more than 100 homeless students in New York. I guess they graduated high school finally, but the thing is that you could, without money, you could graduate, you can get degrees, but you need a good job and you need to make money. And then the fact that if can you recuperate the money from the tariffs? I think they were talking about how the U.S. threatened new tariffs on EU goods worth $4 billion. So So we talked about how mysterious the Trump administration is at the beginning of the show, but the fact is that is he on to something here? Is this how the government pays down its debt? By taxing other countries and taxing goods, taxing services, and it's different. It's a different strategy, but can it work? Or cutting some government programs. A wave of tech companies have pushed ethical boundaries to maximize profits. This is a story that's interesting when you talk about money and retained earnings at the end of the year. They're talking about how a lot of U.S. companies have did things unethical to maintain to muscle their way into the business. So this is almost like, I think, back in the day where they said a lot of companies got rich off selling booze. They're saying that a lot of companies have muscled their way into the game, not using the fair hand. They've done it by breaking some laws. So story number 3, why debt is almost impossible to dodge, financial challenge, is still in the neck of the woods, because it's interesting how companies have gotten rich, how people have gotten wealthy off of other people. So this story may gain some steam. And there's another one there's another headline that topped in. It was talking about how rich people are now demanding to pay more taxes. So some wealthy people want to pay more taxes, and it's when we talk about the country's finances and the fact that that something has to be done, because if things keep going up and people cannot manage their money, or if people keep getting put out on the street, but do we need this strategy now where we have to where we need a militant president in the White House, where we need somebody to kick out all the illegals, or is this going to change? Is this going to make America better? So that's the question that we have. Like I said at the beginning of the show, we talked about the mysterious Donald Trump, but is he on to something? Could his strategy about immigration policies and foreign policies, taxing tariffs or tariffs, could this be the answer to get rid of some of this debt and to get the country back on track? Who knows? You're in the Mediator to me, Brian West. It is my duty every week, we're past the halfway point, to give you the top 8 headlines developing news stories that made it in. If you want to contribute any way, all I have to do is visit www.method8inc.com, method8inc.com, where you can buy something, click on something, watch something, or just read something, or just sponsor a program. We're headed into story number 4. Like I said, if you want to help me out, if you want to give me a massage or give me some type of love, all you have to do is visit www.method8inc.com. Buy something, click on something, watch something, or just read something, or just sponsor a program.
Have no fear, fellow citizens. The Mediator